In Afghanistan, the battle for the town of Marjah is in its 7th day. A Marine general says U.S.-led forces control the main roads and markets in the Taliban stronghold. 6 coalition troops were killed in fighting on Thursday, bringing the number of Allied casualties to 11 since the assault began last Saturday. Despite having met some key objectives, military officials say it could be another month before Marjah is completely wrested from Taliban control. For more now on this week's events in Afghanistan, we're joined by Colonel Jeff McCausland, visiting professor at Penn State's Dickinson School of Law and senior fellow at the Carnegie Council in New York. Good morning. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning, Michelle.
So we're about a week into this. In your opinion, how do you think it's going?
Well, I think it's going pretty well so far, Michelle. You know, we made an effort when we moved into Marjah to pre-announce this attack, drop leaflets, talk to tribal elders to try to reassure the civilian population of our intent in this city of 80,000. As the Marines are moving in, however, this meant the Taliban has had an opportunity to emplace a lot of IEDs and roadside bombs, actually prepare their defenses. And again, the Marines are making every effort to avoid, if at all possible, any civilian casualties or any collateral damage. These two factors, I think, has made the progress very deliberate and very slow. And obviously, this is very difficult against a hostile force like the Taliban in a very dense urban area like Marjah of, again, some 80,000 people.
Some officials are estimating that this could take at least another month, but this is more than just the offensive. There's also the efforts to rebuild the area and the infrastructure. How prepared are Afghan officials to take on that task?
Well, we think they're quite prepared with our assistance. You know, General McCausland has even gone so far as to say we've got government in a box prepared to go into Marjah once the tactical battle has been completed and the city is secure, to bring in government, bring in police forces, begin economic development, if you will, to expand the influence of the Karzai government down to this major city in Helmand province, and in so doing, if you will, enhance the overall legitimacy. That second step of stabilization is really key and essential for the longer-term effort to convince the population that the Karzai government has their future best in mind, and that future is better with the Karzai government than with the Taliban.
And so, Jeff, how many more Marjahs are there in Afghanistan?
We'll see a number of offensives ongoing in the future. Of course, the troops in Marjah, many of whom are part of the initial 30,000-man surge the president announced back in December. Some of these Marines have only been in Afghanistan for about a month. But in the Helmand province, one of those difficult areas, Marjah really is the last major city that we think the Taliban does, in fact, fully control. We do know the Taliban has gone so far as to set up shadow governments in 33 of the 34 provinces of Afghanistan. So they still have an awful lot of influence throughout the country, but not in as many large cities as we see here with Marjah.
When we look at Pakistan, they have changed their tactic in recent days and are helping with capturing Taliban top officials. How important is their cooperation in changing the region?
Well, this is critical. In fact, in the last few days, we've learned that Mohammed Baradar, the #2 to Mullah Omar, the military commander of the Taliban, at least operating out of the Pakistani city of Quetta, was captured several weeks ago in an operation combining U.S. CIA as well as Pakistani intelligence forces. And subsequently, 2 of those shadow governors, one from Kunduz province and one from Baghlan province, these 2 Taliban governors, were also captured in Pakistan. This is the most significant setback to the Taliban leadership in this entire war so far. And furthermore, as you suggest, also indicates perhaps that the Pakistani leadership is coming around to the idea that the Taliban truly threatens the survival of the Pakistani state, and therefore we may see greater cooperation between Pakistan and the United States in rooting out the Taliban and their ability to use Pakistan as a sanctuary. You know, many colleagues I know in the senior leadership of the military often say we can lose this war in Afghanistan, but we can only win it in Pakistan. This could be a very, very significant event.
All right, Colonel Jeff McCausland. Jeff, thank you for your time.
My pleasure, Michelle.